WrestleMania recall number 1. We go back to WrestleMania 30 when Evolution, or two-thirds of Evolution, tried to stunt the rise of the American Dragon. Bryan Danielson steps up to Randy Orton and Batista as we recall one of the top WrestleMania moments in recent memory. Yes, maybe doing Bryan Danielson against Triple H would have been ideal, but, or, as the first set, but we can hit both in the coming weeks. As we got time before WrestleMania to do a few matches, and that will be our series, I guess you could say. As we build up to WrestleMania, we will look back at some of the greatest matches, or some of the top matches from the past in WrestleMania. And I will just say that Randy Savage versus Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat, which we did a couple of weeks ago, did not count towards this series. It is no holds barred, and Randy Orton's taking advantage of that as Randy's going outside to get the steel stairs as Batista lays waste to Bryan Danielson in the ring. Danielson slides himself to the outside as Batista intercepts Randy Orton, takes him down with an elbow strike. Danielson gets himself back into the ring. Bryan Danielson has not done much as far as offense, and Batista drops Bryan Danielson with a running power slam. Randy breaks up to 1, 2, 3. Randy with a T-bone takes down Batista. Danielson is going after Randy Orton. Danielson with a reverse DDT takes down Randy Orton. Ripcord Lariat takes down Danielson from Batista. Batista's got Randy up, and Batista drops Randy Orton across the top rope, and a brainbuster plants Batista. Chop block takedown from Bryan Danielson. Danielson takes down Orton, or rocks Orton, laying him into Batista with a DDT. Repeated stomps from Danielson to Orton. Danielson wanted to stay on Orton, but Batista wanted Danielson, and now Orton has Batista. These two keep cycling back and forth. Power slam by Batista takes down Danielson. Death press by Orton takes down Batista. Danielson rolls to the outside as Batista and Orton stay in the ring. Orton gives Batista a taste of his own medicine, dropping Batista throat first across the top rope. Batista, Orton is now up. Victory roll. But Batista breaks it up. I don't know how that happened there, that Batista was able to lock on the nerve hold. But either way, Batista's got the nerve hold locked in on Danielson. Batista sends Orton into the ropes, but now a mid-ring collision between all three of them. Forearm shiver to the back. Batista's dragging Orton to the opposite side. Danielson tried to break it up, but now Batista up on the shoulder of Randy Orton. Canadian backbreaker. Spin out powerbomb by Danielson takes down Orton, and the first letter repress of the matchup. As Danielson accidentally hits the referee. Into the ropes goes Danielson, drop down. Snap power slam by Randy Orton. Vintage Orton with that power slam. Vintage Orton with that power slam. Batista's fighting off. Randy Orton DDT drops Orton. Elbow drop by Danielson. Batista with a fury of offense to Danielson. It looked like he was going to go for Danielson, but now he turns his attention back to Orton with that kendo stick. Orton blocks him. Power slam. Sorry, it's not a power slam, it's a spine buster. Spine buster by Batista. Orton kicks out. Orton rolls himself to the floor, getting himself some breathing room. Batista. Danielson blocked him. Dragon screw leg whip. Brainbuster. Brainbuster by Danielson. Batista's rolling to the outside. Kendo stick by Orton. Orton's got the kendo stick, but Batista takes him down with a shoulder block. Danielson's letting Randy and Dave fight each other on the floor. Danielson's taking the opportunity to give himself some time to posture. And that moment gives Batista and Orton the opportunity to get back in the ring. As Batista drops Orton. And Danielson with a unique gutbuster takes down Batista. Batista rolls to the outside. Enziguri by Danielson takes down Orton. Danielson gets blocked by Orton. Orton drops Danielson with a clothesline. Danielson blocks the RKO. Danielson blocks the RKO. Batista drops Danielson with an STO. And Danielson's rolling himself to the outside. Batista blocks Orton. Batista. Batista. Batista bomb, but Danielson is back up. Batista bomb, but Danielson is back up. Danielson again with the brainbuster to Batista. Danielson again with the brainbuster to Batista. Busaiku knee. The Busaiku knee. The Busaiku knee by Danielson. Takes out Batista, but Orton gets up. Side Russian leg sweep by Orton. Just as Danielson landed it, Batista got up, but Batista had enough time to recover from the Busaiku knee. Danielson, flapjack, or facebuster by Batista. Danielson kicks out. Batista's measuring him. Danielson blocks Batista. Orton's ready and waiting. Batista. Danielson. Batista. Let her repress. 2. Batista kicked out. And Orton. A second too late for breaking it up. Lariat takes down Danielson. European uppercut by Orton takes down Danielson. Danielson's rolling away. Batista's going up. Orton's got a cane. Batista's got a chair. And Batista is laying waste on Randy Orton with a chair. Overhead kick by Danielson. Danielson is now fighting off both members of Evolution. Or he was. Orton fights off Danielson, takes him down. Orton is now fighting off both members of his triple threat. Orton's a house of fire right now. Vintage Randy Orton with that backbreaker. Let her repress. But Danielson is able to kick out. Danielson is finally falling victim to the Singapore cane. And Danielson gets whacked with the cane hard enough that the cane cracks. Wait a second, the punt. Orton's going for the punt. Orton's going for the punt on Danielson. Danielson got whacked with the punt. Danielson got whacked with the punt, and blood is now flowing freely on the forehead of Danielson. It is trickling out of a cut above his eye. Batista's got the steps. Batista's got the steps. Danielson finds a way to kick out. Danielson finds a way to kick out. Busaiku knee. The Busaiku knee. Danielson's not got all his faculties about him because for whatever reason he tried to go for the lateral press. Danielson doesn't have all his faculties because otherwise you would have realized Batista was up when he went for the Busaiku knee. And Batista's now laying waste to Danielson with a chair. Busaiku knee. The Busaiku knee by Danielson. Lateral press. And Orton got back in the ring. Orton got back in the ring. Overhead kick by Danielson. Danielson's up top. Leg drop by Batista's on the outside. Danielson's going for the lateral press. And 3. Batista took a second too long to get back in the ring. And just like he did in real life, or just like it happened in real life, the American Dragon wins the triple threat match. Just like it was in real life when Daniel Bryan toppled Randy Orton and Batista. Though the moment is not the same, the result is. With that being said, that is it from me, and I will see you in the next one.